Are you interested in learning more about what it is like to live in the Pittsburgh area? Well, don't take my word for it, because on this channel, where I often do share my views and my experiences, but in this video, I'm going to be talking to local Pittsburghers about their experiences, what they like, what they don't like, what they regret, any changes they would make. And then near the end of the video, I'll also break this down exactly what it means for anyone thinking about buying in the Pittsburgh area. So please stay tuned. Hope you'll find this video very informative. It'll help you separate the perception of living in Pittsburgh with the reality, and you'll have a better understanding of what it's like to live here. My name is Mark McClinchie, and I'm a real estate agent here in the Pittsburgh area. I serve the entirety of Allegheny County and all of the surrounding communities that touch Allegheny County in the outside suburbs. I have worked with hundreds of families that have relocated from out of state or out of the country to the Pittsburgh area. If you are thinking about a move to the Pittsburgh area, please reach out. We can set up a consultation and get started helping you make a seamless and stress-free move to the Pittsburgh area. So let's get started with what people love about living in the Pittsburgh area, and here's what they had to say.
My name is Mike Sharp. I live in the South Hills. I live in Baldwin area. I grew up there. I like it because it's close to the city, but I'm also not in the city, so I get to enjoy all the amenities of the city, but I don't have to pay the city taxes or send my kids to the city schools.
My name's Andrew Brumba. I've been living in Pittsburgh for about 12 years. I work in merchant services and also mortgages. I came here 12 years ago after leaving the oil and gas industry in central PA all the way up northeastern PA, and I love it here. This has become my home more than anywhere else I've lived. I live in Mount Washington. I moved there about 7 years ago because it's right in the middle of everything. It's really accessible. It's a pretty cozy little area for being in the city too, especially when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, and you want to experience the bar scene, the restaurant life, everything else in Pittsburgh.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brian Walters. I'm a family law attorney, and I live in Regent Square. I love Regent Square. It is fun to live there because we have food, bars, and the thing I most like is the Frick Park. I'm a jogger, so I like running through the park. I like biking through the park. I like walking through the park. There are streams, waterfalls. It's outdoorsy. And that's one thing I like about Pittsburgh a lot is you can do a lot of outdoors things. And I really like that.
Well, my name is Mugul Lafla, a personal chef with lots of experience. Talking about for a long time, I was in Philadelphia. The big difference now in Pittsburgh. I was down in Florida and Midwest and up and down the East Coast. So I have seen many cities, cooked for a lot of good people, and hope to do it for many more here in Pittsburgh. I live in Bethel Park. It's very hilly. That's something new when you come from Philly or living in New Jersey. Love the house we have. Love the area, neighborhood. Great neighborhood. I love the people here. Outspoken. It's an open area. You meet good people. There are some good bars. There's some nice stuff, and you're easy into the city, so long you don't need to go through the tunnel. It's a great location. Quiet, good neighborhood, good schools, all good.
So next, let's listen to what some locals don't like about living in the Pittsburgh area. Some of these might surprise you.
I think some of the challenges are just traveling around town. Traffic is really condensed. I've learned the best time to travel throughout the city of Pittsburgh is between the hours of 10 a.m. and about 1:30 p.m. If you do that, you can get anywhere in the city within 10 to 15 minutes and hit very little traffic.
The roads are garbage, but I mean, it's manageable. The bridges and tunnels tend to isolate you in certain neighborhoods sometimes, but I think that also gives Pittsburgh some of its charm as well by creating these unique little neighborhoods that sort of stand the test of time.
I'd say there's one big challenge, and that is the clouds. Right now, we have lots of clouds above us. You know, I travel out west and do climbing and hiking out there, and they always have sun. We have a lot of clouds, but I'm still outdoors a lot. So that's probably the one thing I would fix would be the clouds.
Well, the main thing I would say is the tunnels. If you have an appointment, need to go cooking in downtown, and you have a certain time and you hit in rush hour because people are booking something right after they're getting home, it's a little rough to get in there and to make sure that that timing works well.
And finally, let's listen to some locals talk about where they would live if they were considering a move within the Pittsburgh area. This will give you a great idea of how locals think about the different areas within Pittsburgh.
If I had to pick a few areas, I'd probably focus a bit on school districts too, because I would like to have kids in the future here. Dormont is one. Keystone Oaks isn't a bad area. I do like Upper St. Clair. That might be a little bit more of a long-term goal. Mount Lebanon's great. If I had to go into the North Hills, I'd probably pick pick like Ross Township or maybe Pine Township or Wexford if I could. West Hills, I like it in the Montour and Kennedy Township area, and out toward Robinson as well. It's not bad. West Allegheny School District, probably areas I would consider as top of mind.
So actually a few years ago when we were considering moving, we looked in South Fayette, which is a really nice area, but the taxes were really high, so we chose not to go there. Another area I would consider is Bradford Woods, the Wexford area. I think the North Allegheny School District is a really great place to send your kids. They have a lot of amenities. They have a lot of services for kids because they're so large. I like it there. Outside of that, maybe like a Peters Township or maybe a Fox Chapel, something like that. But really probably either I'd stay south just because I'm a South Hills guy, somewhere like that. But I really like the NA School District. I think they do a fantastic job educating children.
Shady Side is an area I frequent a lot. Point Breeze, any place in the east part of the city, because it's always happened. That's what I like about it.
Well, I've been cooking a lot in Benicia or St. Clair, south of Pittsburgh. It's my kind of area. I love it. There are some good sized houses and beautiful areas, beautiful scenery, easy to go to other things, Washington and West Virginia, Ohio. It's a good location. I like that.
If you're moving to the Pittsburgh area, there really are a few things you need to understand more than you might realize. I'm hoping some of these interviews shed some light on some of those things, but let me give you a short take on what I think is the most important thing to understand when considering a move to the Pittsburgh area. If you understand these from the beginning and you have proper expectations, it'll make your transition much, much smoother and much more successful. So number one, making a move to Pittsburgh is really about a lifestyle decision. We just have so many neighborhoods and so many communities to choose from. You can't just generically plop yourself in and think they're all going to be the same. You really have to do a ton of research with an expert real estate agent that knows all of those communities and find out which community is the right fit for your lifestyle. It might be living in the city in one of the 90 neighborhoods in the city of Pittsburgh. It might be more of a suburban community, or maybe it's more of a rural community where you want things that are less densely populated and you want to be in one of the outlying counties. But all of them have their own amenities and their own lifestyle of what daily life is going to be like in those communities. So you really have to choose the neighborhood and choose the community before you get sucked in focusing on the house. The next thing I want buyers to understand is just having the proper set of expectations about the things that most Pittsburghers complain about. They complain about the weather, they complain about traffic, and some of those are legitimate complaints for sure. The weather, you know, it has its pros and cons. As long as you understand what kind of climate you're moving to, we generally don't have severe weather. We don't have crazy hot weather in the summer, and we don't have frigid cold weather in the winter. Our temperatures generally are mild, but the weather is something that you're gonna wanna make sure you're acclimated to and make sure you're okay with. Same with the traffic. Our traffic really isn't that bad, but if you're looking for a city that has zero traffic and you can get everywhere with no congestion, let me know if you find that place, because I don't think it exists, but Pittsburgh is definitely a place with very little congested compared to all the driving I've done in other cities. And finally, the last thing I want prospective buyers to consider about living in the Pittsburgh area is that you're never locked in to just that one community. So when you buy your home and you choose that community carefully, you're still going to experience all of the surrounding communities, even things on the other side of the city or the other side of the county. Pittsburgh is a smaller region and it is super accessible. So even though obviously picking your neighborhood is super important and what community is the right fit for you, you still will get to experience all of the other communities. So I hope that takes the pressure off, knowing that when you do choose a community, particularly you're moving from out of state, you're not, you haven't lived here for years and years and years, but when you do make the transition, just know that Pittsburgh is a smaller city, a mid-sized city, where you'll still get the experience of all those other neighborhoods and all those communities, and it is a fabulous place to live, and I hope you will make the transition to the Pittsburgh area. If you're thinking about what are the right communities for you, go down to the description in this video. There is a link to a relocation guide that'll provide tons of information about what it is like to live in the Pittsburgh area. It covers all the different amenities. I also take a deep dive into several of the most popular communities that my clients end up moving to. So you've got information about the real estate market, the schools. So download that link, get your free relocation guide today, and please reach out if you have any questions. I hope this video has brought some clarity to what it is like living in the Pittsburgh area. We've heard from some local Pittsburghers about their experiences, but keep in mind, everyone has a unique experience. No two experiences are exactly the same. But overall, I'm always blown away at how nervous my clients are when they're thinking about a move here, but they have a hunch and they've done their research and they think it's gonna be a good fit. And then when I check in with them, whether it's a month after they've moved in or 3 or 4 months after or 3 or 4 years, and every single one of my clients is just overjoyed with the decision they made to move to their particular community within the Pittsburgh area. So I have tons of rave reviews about people's living in the Pittsburgh area that have moved from out of state. If you'd like to join them and join that group of alumni of people that have worked with Mark McClinchie, it's super simple to reach me, call me, text me, send me an email. We'll set up a consultation. I'll listen to what your needs are, what your preferences are, what are gonna be the communities that'll be the best fit for you. I have a neighborhood matching system that provides detailed step-by-step process to make sure we identify the neighborhoods that are gonna be the right fit for you and your family. So please don't hesitate, reach out, and I look forward to working with you. I appreciate you watching this video, and welcome to Pittsburgh.